Welcome everyone, thanks for coming. It's fantastic to have you all here. Tech to manage the investment proposition is something I hope you care about as much as I do. I've spent the better part of the last few weeks learning as much as I can about the tech that you're using in your businesses and happy to share some of the research findings today. My name is Heather Hopkins from Next Wealth. Why are we here? So operational efficiency and business risk are two critical issues for businesses. It's being discussed at board levels. And about a year and a half ago, we did a piece on the rise of advisors launching their own platforms. And when we discussed that with advisors, why were they doing that? The main reason that came out was the operational risk that exists in their business. There's lots of talk about, trying to earn a few basis points, but that wasn't really the core reason those firms were doing it. It was because they're trying to manage an investment proposition across multiple execution venues. And we talked to DFMs, a lot of the challenges around product availability, controlling the client experience, controlling risk of things going wrong potentially across platform came up from the DFMs as well. And that was what kicked off this research, was sort of the genesis of the idea.
This next 15 minutes or so only works if you've got any questions or observations.
I think before we even get to the technology, the main issue is the fact that the DFM, whoever they are, or the investment manager, doesn't control the assets in this example. It's the underlying advisor who controls the assets. So all the work that the platform and the DFM are doing together is immaterial, until the underlying advisor is convinced to go to that platform.
I think the key is integration and data, right? Like it's being able to get the data out of the platforms and being able to get the rebalancing instructions into the platforms.
There is tech out there, but the platforms need to decide to deploy it and put it in place, and there needs to be some sort of industry pressure.
A lot more clients are now demanding more bespoke model portfolios rather than just standard portfolios. So you've got a headache now. It seems like that headache's going to further increase because no longer you're just managing pure model portfolios. There's a lot of bespoke nature to them because of current market conditions.
You would have thought that as DFMs we would be trying to run on less platforms for operational simplicity. The reality is it's quite the opposite, because we are beholden to our IFA users to make our services widely available as possible. And if you think about what's happening in the IFA value chain, they're obviously looking for efficiencies themselves to get control of every part of that, from the investment management through to their advice fee and everything else. And I think ultimately it's going to be the survival here is going to be around the DFM, who can adapt and facilitate that white labelling and control, but protect their own margin as well.
It's not only about what the client sees, it's about what the client understands. And I think that if Consumer Duty develops anywhere like it's supposed to, or the track that it's running along, what a client can legitimately understand from the information that's presented to them will become much more paramount than actually disclosing the individual component charges that make up the total cost of ownership, I think. So that common voice, where few represent the many, is something. I listen to these things a lot, and you all have the same issues, but you don't present those issues the same way to all of the people that you talk to. It's a triumph of hope over experience, but if you can do it, right, and find that single voice, then I think you've got a lot more chance, because if that voice represents the many, right, then you have a chance. And somebody has got to bring those people together.